In previous episodes of this podcast, I have talked about how listening well is an essential skill to help you control your anger and create calmer, happier, and more loving relationships. But how do you become a better listener? After working with thousands of couples over the last 30 years, I know that mastering the art of listening can be more complex than it appears. Being a good listener requires focus, empathy, patience, and a genuine interest in understanding another person's viewpoint. Often, it also means setting aside your thoughts and feelings to truly tune into the words being spoken. So, wouldn't it be great if there were some simple tips to enhance your listening skills? And what if you could apply these tips to become a more attentive listener, almost guaranteeing that your conversations with others would be more productive, loving, and respectful? Well, that's what I want to share with you today. In today's episode, I will share with you my 5 most successful tips to become a better listener and how they can help you achieve positive results in your relationships. Hello and welcome to episode 36 of the Anger Secrets podcast. I'm Alistair Hughes, and over the last 30 years, I've taught over 10,000 men and women how to control their anger, master their emotions, and create calmer, happier, and more respectful relationships. In this podcast, I share practical strategies and real-life stories to help you control your anger, master your emotions, and create calmer, happier, and more loving relationships. For free support on your anger management journey, including free training and the opportunity to book a free 20-minute anger assessment call with me, visit my website, angersecrets.com. I look forward to talking with you. Now let's jump into today's episode, 5 tips to become a better listener. Tip 1. Focus on the speaker. Being a good listener takes focus and effort. So the first step to becoming a better listener is to focus on the person who is talking to you. This means putting away any distractions and giving the person you are listening to your undivided attention. This will show them you are present, engaged, and interested in what they are saying. A simple exercise I recommend to all couples I see is to put 20 minutes aside every day to focus on talking and listening to each other. I call this exercise a daily check-in. I have described this exercise in more detail in the previous episode of this podcast. Performing a daily check-in every day can help you radically transform your relationship. Tip 2. Be open-minded. To be a good listener, you have to be open-minded and accept that there can be more than one right solution to any issue. If you are listening to your partner speak about a problem between you, for example, try to suspend your judgment and listen to their perspective. You will be amazed how often you will learn something new that you didn't understand before. Remember, no matter how well you think you know someone, there is always something to learn. By being open-minded, you are letting your partner know that you respect them, care about what they have to say, and are open to finding a resolution together. Tip 3. Don't give advice. A common error I see people make over and over again when they are trying to be a better listener is to give advice. Unfortunately, this is an error that men in particular quite often make. While giving advice may seem like a helpful thing to do, it is usually a barrier to effective listening. Instead of giving advice, focus on understanding and empathizing with the speaker's feelings. Some simple ways to do this include repeating back what they have said, summarizing their words, and expressing understanding. To convey understanding, you can say things such as, "I can see why that made you feel frustrated," or "It sounds like that was a difficult experience for you." Tip 4. Ask open-ended questions. One of the best ways to become a better listener is to ask open-ended questions. An open-ended question is a question that cannot be answered with a simple yes or no response. Instead, it encourages the speaker to elaborate and think more deeply about their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Asking open-ended questions will help you understand what the speaker is trying to say, and it also shows them that you are interested in their opinion. For example, if you are listening to your partner speak about their day, some effective open-ended questions to ask include: what were the highlights of your day? What was the most challenging thing that happened today? How did you handle that situation? Or, how did that situation make you feel? Tip 5. Listen without interrupting. Finally, it's important to remember that being a good listener is not only about understanding what the speaker is saying, but also giving them space to express themselves. This means you should avoid interrupting the speaker and allow him or her to finish what they are saying without interruption. It also means not finishing their sentences for them, even if you think you know what they are going to say. Instead, take a few moments and consider what they have just said before responding or asking a question. By practicing these 5 tips, you will become a much better listener. From working with thousands of couples, I know that by mastering the art of good listening, you can avoid arguments, increase understanding, and create calmer, happier, and more loving relationships. If you would like more information about any of these tips or how these tips apply in your relationship, please book a free 20-minute anger assessment call with me at my website, angersecrets.com, or enroll in my comprehensive online anger management program, the Complete Anger Management System. Okay, that's all for today's episode on 5 tips to become a better listener. If you found this episode helpful, please follow this podcast, head over to your favorite podcast app, and leave a rating and review. This will help other people struggling with anger find and benefit from this show. Remember, for free support on your anger management journey, including free training and the opportunity to book a free 20-minute anger assessment call with me, visit my website, angersecrets.com. I look forward to helping you control your anger once and for all. And finally, remember, you can't control other people, but you can control yourself. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
The Anger Secrets podcast is for general informational purposes only, and does not constitute the practice of counseling, psychotherapy, or any other professional health service. No therapeutic relationship is implied or created by this podcast. If you have mental health concerns of any type, please seek out the help of a local mental health professional.